Hi, everybody. This is Mr. Bing. It is Thursday, February 4th, 2021. It's 12:49 in the afternoon. I'm making a video to try to explain to you guys what I want you to do this week, or, the week's almost over, actually, and just talk about the things that I wish we had done and the things that I think we should be doing for the next 2 days and over the weekend, and then Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. I haven't met any of you, so I haven't met any of you, so you don't know me and I don't know you, and we don't know what to expect with each other, but we're going to try to figure it out. But anyway, sorry, I'm like this. I do this all the time. This is your School of G course page, Conceptual Physics, and then whenever you go here, which is every day, you go to the start here and you open up announcements, and I like to open that up in a new tab. And in the announcements, you see, well, we had announcements on Monday, and there they are. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, I grayed out because they were snow days and they don't exist anymore in terms of what we did in school. But then we get to Thursday today, Thursday, February 4th, 2021, Conceptual Physics. What's late? Nothing. You haven't had any assignments yet. What are we doing this week? Monday, we did some intro stuff online. If you saw that, that's great. Tuesday and Wednesday, we had snow days, so we didn't do anything. And then Thursday and Friday, I want to do this first lesson, or as much of it as we can. And that lesson is called 1.1 Fundamental Forces. And so that is the actual whole lesson, 1.1 Fundamental Forces. But there's all these parts that are within that lesson. And the first part I've listed here is engage. And I'm going to explain what that means in a moment. And then tomorrow, once you get finished with engage, I want you to do explore one. That'll make sense when we look at it later. So that'll be it for the week. You'll do the engage and the explore one, two of the little parts of that big lesson. And then, so what's due? Nothing. If we had actually had a normal week, some of this work would be due already, but it's not. This will be due the following Sunday at midnight. Now, what about next week? If this week got sort of turned upside down, well, what about next week? Well, next week I had to shift everything. All of this work for next week is actually what I had planned for this week. And we're going to continue after today and tomorrow when you do engage and explore one. Then you come back next week and we're going to do explore 2 and 3, 2 more little pieces, explore 4 and 5, 2 more little pieces. And there actually is an explore more. It's literally called explore more, but I'm considering that optional. And then on Wednesday, there's a section of the lesson called explain. And there is also an elaborate, and I'm considering that optional too. And then evaluate is the third piece. So all these pieces make one lesson, 1.1 Fundamental Forces. Engage, explore, 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 explain, elaborate, evaluate, all those parts. It's a lot of work. That's why you're not expected to do it all at once. That's why we spread it out over days. Technically, when you're asynchronous, or when you're full-time at home e-learner, you really don't have to follow this pace, but this is the pace that I recommend to sort of spread this work out. Believe me, it's plenty of work. You will be very, very busy. I have to delete that space because I have OCD. Okay, what else? If, when, will, that's my philosophy for our class, and I hope that you feel it when I say it to you. If you fail, I fail. If you fail, that means I have failed. And so I obviously don't want that to happen. I take it very seriously. So if you fail, I fail. However, I don't think you're going to fail. I think you're going to succeed. So when you succeed, I succeed. So I want to be responsible if you fail, because I take that personally, but I also want the credit if you succeed. So when you succeed, I succeed. And then we will succeed together. Together is what this is all about. You do not live in isolation in my class. Even if you're at home all the time, you are not isolated. We are a team together. Whatever works. This is a concept I borrowed from my engineering classes, which is that in pandemic, we have all these things that we want to do, and it turns out that all these things that we can't do. And so a lot of our tools and methods from before don't work. But I don't care, because we still have work to do. And in order to do that, we need to find whatever works. And whatever works could be different methods or different tools. And a lot of times my students come up with that. And the best example I can tell you is that if I give an assignment to students in class and it requires a piece of software, and then we end up at home for a week because of pandemic, and then a student says, Mr. Bing, I can't do the assignment because I don't have the software that it needs. However, can I use this other software instead? And I'm like, wow, yes, absolutely. If you can find a different way to do an assignment other than the way it's listed, or if you find a better way, or if you just say the way you're asking us to do it doesn't make sense, I think this way does make sense. All of those conversations are excellent conversations. However, If you tell me, Mr. Bing, you asked us to do this, it doesn't make sense. We don't know how to do it, so we're just not going to do it. That's not a whatever works situation. Whatever works is figuring out whatever works. Okay, so going back to the Schoology course page, after you've looked at the announcements, then you go to the Discovery Physics Tech Book. You don't have a textbook, you have a tech book. And you have to log on through Clever. I like to open up a new tab. You have to log in through Clever. I don't know how you do that. This year is the first time I've ever done it. So I guess it remembers me because I clicked on it and it logged in. If you have any trouble logging in, then please email me, let me know. If you have any trouble accessing my shared documents, like if it says you don't have permission to share to view it, please let me know that too. Email me problems and concerns and questions. So here's your physics tech book. And in your physics tech book, there are units and lessons, units and lessons, units and lessons. And the very first unit is 1, and the very first lesson is 1.1. And so if we click on that, it opens up a whole new set of pages. And here there are these tabs: engage, explore, explain, elaborate, evaluate. Now model, that's for me. Let me turn off the teacher view and that should go away. So these are the parts of the assignment that I was referring to when you said, oh, this doesn't make sense. We don't even know what you're talking about. Let me see, what is that? Oh, the engage and explore and explore and explore. That is here, engage and explore. And you might say, well, there's only one explore, but you listed explore 5 times. Well, be patient, my friends, because if you click on that explore, it opens up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and more. So when you see this, explore 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and more, that's what I'm referring to. So, but let's not get ahead of ourselves because the way that this is laid out is for you just to do one piece at a time. And so the first piece that you would do is engage. And what I mean by do it is you read it, you take notes on it, you explore all the little clickable content. I don't know if you can see what it opened up a new window. I don't know if that records in my screen share. But you click on all the clickable content. You take notes from every bit of the text. You watch the videos and you make a document, or you make a record of the fact that you watch that video. You watch videos. That's fun and interesting. And then more notes to take, more videos to watch, questions to answer. Then there's what I call submissions. So you've got notes and videos, and then you also have submissions in the website itself. Oh, and by the way, all of your notes go in a notebook, go on paper with pen, with hand on paper, pen on paper, whatever. But there's things that you submit in the website. Here's an example of where you would submit. It says record your ideas. Here's a question, and then it says record your ideas. So that's pretty open-ended as far as what your ideas are. And then there's more of what I call submission work in the website. This is a matching submission. Notice all the submissions have a submit button. Here's another question. I got all the wrong answers. I'm sorry. And that when you get wrong answers, you can sort of go back and try to get it right again. Here's a submission. This one is also a submission. It says drag the name of each force, and then you are making those fit. Looks like I got all those right, and a submission. And then there's more videos, video, watch those. And then there's lesson questions with a definition. Now, what do you do with all this? I mean, you look at it, you take notes on it, you watch videos, you do submissions, there's a lot of stuff there, but let me show you an example of what your actual paper will look like when you do this assignment. I call it a physics notebook simulator. And what I did is I made a Google Sheet. A Google Sheet is just a spreadsheet. And I tried to make it look like a notebook. And in this case, it looks like an engineering notebook. I teach engineering downstairs. So if you want an engineering notebook, I'll give you one. But any notebook will do. But for the purpose of you understanding my notebook simulator, I do have a table of contents here with the date that I did an assignment, the title of the assignment, and then the page that it's on. So this 1.1 that I told you about, 1.1 fundamental forces, well, look, 1.1 fundamental forces, it shows up right in that table of contents, and it's on page 1. So I go to this first tab that says page 1, 1.1. All right, here is the full assignment that I have completed on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 notebook pages. If you can follow along with what I'm showing you there, I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see a close-up of at least these 2 pages, and maybe I'll zoom in a little bit more to show you. Actually, I don't like that. I'm going back to where I was. Okay, so on that first page, I have a title and a page number, and then look, it says engage. Let me back out of that again. I want to show you how all of these assignments, or I'm sorry, all of these pieces, this engage, explore, 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 explain, evaluate, they end up spread over several pages of a notebook. I don't want you to think that this is all one day of work. This is basically, each page is approximately a day of work as far as just a reasonable pace to expect. So here, and I know I zoomed out and it might not be as easy to see, it says engage. And then here it says explore 1. And then here it says explore 2 and explore 3 and explore 4 and explore 5. Those are all these pieces that just, it's a continuing series for the full 1.1 assignment. And then there's an explore more, and then there's an explain, and then there's an elaborate, and then there's an evaluate. You notice that explore more is optional. You notice that evaluate is, or I'm sorry, elaborate is optional. Another thing that I hope you see, just sort of just visually looking at this, is there's a lot of blue text and there's a lot of red text. The blue text is pen. This is a simulator. I typed it. You write it. It has to be handwritten. It has to be in a notebook. It has to be on a piece of paper with your pen on paper. All of this blue italicized text, that is a simulation of your written work. So yes, you would write the word engage here. However, the red text is like secret instructions that I'm giving, just to kind of helping you along the way. You don't have to write down the red text. Here after engage, it says read all text. You know, pretty much what I told you to do here. Read all of this stuff. Okay, read all text. Click on each vocabulary term. Okay, that's good. Let me see here. Read all the text and click on a vocabulary. There's one. There's one, there's one. When you click on those vocabulary terms, it's going to give you information. I made notes of that, the light, the atomic nucleus, matter, and I made notes of these definitions. Read all the text, click on each vocabulary term. When you do, it's going to give you an animation, it's going to give you details, it's going to give you a video, and it's going to give you an image. Those 4 things, ADVI, animation, details, video, and image. So you look at all that stuff, but it's the details that you put in the notebook, and that's where these definitions come from. The details are written in the notebook. That's why they're in blue and italicized. That simulates your actual written work. Then it says view all videos. Write title in your notebook when complete. So you're making a record of the fact that you watched this video. Something comes from nothing. So when you watch this video, something comes from nothing, you just watch it and enjoy it and try to think about what it's teaching you, but you don't have to take notes on it. I don't like taking notes from a video, because when you're taking notes from a video, you're not really listening and paying attention to the video. So just relax and watch the video. And then in your notebook, you write down video. Something comes from nothing. That documents that you've seen that video. You don't have to write any additional notes than that. Here's another definition. Here's some more information. There's another video, inside the sun. There's another video there, inside the sun. Make note of that in your notebook. Then there's these red little secret instructions. Complete all submissions. Remember what I said about submissions. There are submissions. Look, you submit there. And there's some more submissions. So complete all submissions. Self-check and redo if necessary. If you do submissions and all the answers are wrong, we'll just do it again. I will get your results, but I'm not going to get all bent out of shape if you get wrong answers, because this is, you know, sort of the exposure to these concepts. You're not expected to be tested right from the beginning. So it's just for you to explore, to be exposed to it. Every word in this stuff is E: exposed, explore, engaged. Complete all assignments, self-check and redo if necessary. Your answers will be documented electronically. I will get your answers. And then it says write the title in your notebook when complete. Well, look, submission, your ideas, submission, gravitational force, submission, electromagnetism, submission, contact versus field forces. Those are these: submission, 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 submission. Those, you do the submission in the website, and then you just write down in your notebook those submissions that you've done. Also, there's videos, the same thing. You watch the video, you relax and try to take in the information from the video. There's 3 of them there. And then you write down in your notebook video, 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 and what they're titled. So what I want you to think of is that, yes, there's written work that you have to do. Yes, there's definitions and boring notes that you have to do. That's all about sort of reinforcing the information, documenting the information, and putting it down on paper. Don't be one of those kids that says, I don't want to do it on paper. I want to write it on an electronic document. That doesn't work as well with your brain. You don't really learn it as well as when you slow down and put it on paper and then verify all the pieces there. It's sort of just, you're just going through a process. Think of them like missions in Horizon Zero Dawn. You're just completing, and every time you complete a mission, you check it off. Okay, where am I going with this? Okay, so that is engage. And if you look at the next page where once I filled this page and then I rolled over to the next page, it says read and think about lesson questions, gravitational force. Read and think about lesson questions. Read and think about. It doesn't say answer them. Read and think about them. And then there is a note to take there, gravitational force. If you do that today, I would consider you done. Now, tomorrow, and I'm not going to get into this right now, tomorrow you would do the Explore 1 tab. So back up to here, Explore 1. So same deal, same sort of process. And I have little red instructions for you there. Much less because you're just supposed to keep doing what was already indicated before that. So Explore 1, there's work there for you. The next day, Explore 2, Explore 3. That takes us in the next week. The next day, Explore 4 and Explore 5. The next day, explore more and explain and elaborate and evaluate. I hope this is making sense. There's 5 pages here, and I'm pacing this into 5 days. Make sense? And so you can do more if you want, but that's all I really need you to do so far today. Going back to here, and you might be like, what do you mean? That's all. That's a lot. There's also YouTube for you to look at. I'm posting this video on YouTube and then all the other videos, look at them all. It's, don't wait for me to give you, some email that's not very clear. Go to the video. The videos are good. We'll worry about hall pass sign out later. The cam scan instruction videos we'll worry about later. And so I think you're good here. Check the announcements every day. Go to the physics tech book every day. Check out my physics notebook simulator every day. And just try to get as much work done as you can. Submit, document, watch videos, document, submit over and over and over forever until we're masters of the universe. Okay, I think that's all. I think I should stop the recording now and then post it online so you can actually see it. All right. Bye for now.